Welcome back and or to the channel, Trucker Ride with S.E.E. And we're here at home in the shop. A lot of activity going on in the house. Wanted to step out here and touch bases on something I had heard from another channel, and a gentleman I've been following is John Seidel at truckingwins.com, and he is a former DOT inspector. Started his own site to bring information to truck drivers like us. He also does consulting and other litigation stuff. Very good gentleman. You'll find that a lot of these former DOT officers are stepping off to the side after they're done, quit, retired, and they're still using those skills to keep them sharpened in that, which inspires me to say this is stuff I want to dive into more when eventually down the road, when I step away from driving, that I can just get out there, look more into stuff like this I'm going to talk about tonight. That is, can the DOT inspectors roll up to your truck at a Pilot, Flying J, Loves, and inspect you? Level 1, 2, or 3? And the answer is yes and no. So truck stops with public access from the highway into the lots can be inspected unless it is posted authorized vehicles or they're gated to where you got to pay to get in. The one I remember I used a lot was the Chicago 55 off Interstate 55 there. That truck stop, you had to pay to go back in and park. And so that was authorized parking. Now I've got notes down here, so I'm just going to be glancing at them. I am going to have links at the end of this to refer to this from the FMCSA. So that's where he's reciting this, and I did look him up, and this is the reason why I'm touching on this is I assumed, and I'm going to take this off because I want to be serious here. I assumed that once you were on a Pilot, Flying J, and that they could not inspect you. I only thought, my understanding, and like I said, assumption. An assumption is the evil of all screw-ups, because therefore you didn't get all the facts, and so you assumed. So I thought that if you were like at a rest area or a government property, state-owned property, or like a way station, that they could just randomly just come up and inspect you. Not the case. And it's interesting how this was put. And the DOT inspectors can go onto the trucks, go into a truck stop, shipper, receiver properties legally. So let's break this down of how they can get into those properties according to the FMCSA. The definition of a highway, which John talked about, and I thought this was interesting the way he broke it down. And what is considered a public road? Highway. A way is open to the public for travel. A truck stop is not a road or not a street, but a way open to the public to go onto private property. So Pilot's property. So you have access onto their grounds through a way, public access. It is not gated or unless stated authorized vehicles only. Therefore, a truck stop is a way open to the public that lacks restrictive gates, no prohibited signs of any regulation restricting access. So a passenger car can access onto a truck stop grounds without restrictions from gates, posted signs, such. And so if a vehicle can just randomly pull into the lot, and as you know, back in the day with nefarious people coming in and trying to sell you whatever it may be, services or I've had people even come up to my truck trying to sell jewelry and watches. So it's a public access onto the grounds of the truck stop. But if the truck stop has parking lot has gates and posted authorized vehicles only, truck only access, and parking, the DOT inspector cannot access that area. So you can get inspected only when you're on a highway, and you cannot get inspected when you're not on a highway. So not on a highway also breaks down to like a terminal or company grounds, as long as, again, it is posted that the property is it only authorized vehicles only, or it's gated. So they can't just come in and randomly do an inspection on you. You know, I guess that would be a little different than if your company is being audited, but they just can't roll down, you know, the boulevard and say, you know, there's trucking company A, B, C, and they just pull in the parking lot and just, hey, I'm going to inspect your guy that just pulled in from the route. You know, if there's no only authorized personnel or authorized vehicles only, which is company vehicles, or it's gated, then of course they can't pull that. And just wanted to bring this into light. Another example, and a good one he used, was Walmart. And I've parked at a Walmart before, the regular superstore shopping, but I've also delivered to a Walmart distribution center. So Walmart, Home Depots, you can access their parking lot. You can drive around behind the building and, you know, non-restricted, including passenger vehicles and such, with no restrictions. I've never seen any posted signs. So that's a public access. That's a way. That's a highway. So it's a way around. So it's considered a highway. So therefore, you can be inspected if you're doing overnight behind a Walmart in the Walmart parking lot. And again, I thought being on a Walmart parking lot, they wouldn't be able to come on there and just do a level inspection. So unless you're going to their distribution centers, then as you know, their distribution centers are fenced all the way around, and they have gates, and they also have authorized personnel only at the gate, guard shack and all that, because you have to check in with the guard shack and they have to verify your load and all that. So the DOT cannot just roll up and say, we're going to come in and do random inspections. No. So this was very enlightening for me to hear this. And I just wanted to bring this to light to many of us out there that we assume many a things, especially us old timers. Again, old school trucking of new school. So I just wanted, you know, once I've heard that, I had to go back and listen to it a few more times. And then I said, you know what? I think there's more people that need to know this. So just keep that in mind. And one last piece of nugget, and another thing I assumed, did not know, was yard moves on your ELDs. So on your ELDs, you can go under extra, you know, there's extra buttons down there. The ones that allow you to do yard moves, moving trailers within the yard, and personal conveyance on a geotab that we use. So he had stated that yard move, you are not allowed to use yard move while on a highway. So if you leave your yard, go out onto, say, the boulevard or Main Street or something like that, that's a way, that's a highway, and you will open yourself up to more than just an inspection. But yard move is only to be right there on a non-highway grounds. So your yard that's authorized for your use. So keep that in mind. And I'm not saying like the yard truck, the goat truck and all that. I'm just saying if you put your ELD in the yard move to shuttle trailers from, say, parking spot, the loading docks, and around the yard, you can do that, but you cannot leave your yard in yard move. Then you have to go back in the drive mode to out on the highway to do whatever you have to do to leave the grounds of the terminal or the company grounds to do conduct your business that way. Maybe a transfer from the warehouse to the main terminal. So I wanted to touch on that, and I think a lot of that is not known or broken down. So I want you all to just go away with a little bit more information. I did take a couple nights. It's been a long week. I ran Sunday through Wednesday, got home last night, and then I ran from Grand Rapids to Detroit today and back, and now I got to go down towards South Bend and back tomorrow, and then Saturday morning we're on the road to Dallas. So I hope this helped to bring this in the light. I will have the links for these from the FMCSA and a link to John Seidel's information at truckingwins.com. And he's a great person to follow. So until next time, folks, stay safe, continuing educating yourself. Knowledge is learned, not taught, and we will see you all in the next video.